Hello and welcome. This is Julianne, and this is the Best Year of Your Life Challenge. This is a fun challenge that I created. Actually, I'm waiting to do it myself because as I wrote it, I couldn't wait to do it. The whole point of this challenge is if you've ever had a year where you've looked back and you're like, oh my God, I just lived the same year again. I didn't grow. I didn't get to do a lot of the new things I said I was going to do at the beginning of the year, and it just kind of felt like Groundhog Day, right? Like you just did the same thing over and over again. And this challenge is helping you get out of that rut, and it's a 52-week challenge. And the reason for that, the reason for a year-long challenge, is because what I find a lot of people, even myself, when I've done challenges or I've read a great book, I don't get the impact because I'm trying to do it all in such a small time frame. A few weeks, you read a book, and then you have 3 weeks, you have to return to the library, or you just lose interest over time. And I just find that sustainable change is something that really needs to take time. You can't just do it in a few weeks. And you start the new year and you set some new resolutions, New Year's resolutions, and the statistics are how many people have fallen off after just a few weeks. And that time is getting shorter and shorter. And so when I created this challenge for myself as well as for you, I wanted something where I could move more slowly and really incorporate the changes. So you'll find that the things that you might have done in a week, in the space of a week, when you were setting up your goals for the year, you took some other program and it just had you moving quickly through day one, day two, day three, and you were just moving very, very fast. I've taken that and really stretched it out so that you can move slower and so that it's more of a gentle process, it's more soothing, and it's more lasting. That was the point, was I wanted this to be the best year ever. And you can start this anytime. It doesn't have to be the beginning of the year. But I wanted you to have 12 months of making changes that were sustainable, but the things that you might have crammed into just a few days before, you can now take a whole year and have a really rich experience. And by the end of the year, just be like, wow, why haven't I ever done this before? Why haven't I taken my time to make the changes? So the point of this program is to really help you stay focused with something you can manage each week, but also just to take that time and keep building and building and building on the program. And you're going to find in the beginning, and I'll dive into this workbook in just a second, but you'll find in the beginning we set some foundational stuff, and that might feel very familiar to you, and that's the point of it. Is goal setting is not bad. It's just goal setting in a hurry doesn't last. So we're going to take some time, really think about it, and add things in a layer that's just richer. It's incorporating visuals and it's incorporating writing. So I'm trying to use different parts of your brain to really help you kind of get in and really feel what it is you want and then take action on the feelings of what you want. So you'll find, again, in the beginning, we start with these foundational pieces, but then we move through different aspects of your life. We look through finances, we look at relationships, things that you're familiar with looking at, but we're going to kind of, touch on something, and then we're going to leave it and then come back maybe a few weeks later. And that's very intentional because it allows time for some changes to happen and for you to kind of get to a new normal in that area, maybe a new normal in relationships or new normal in your finances. And then we come back again and we take another look at it, maybe from a slightly different angle. And so it helps you just slowly blend in new changes, but it's not this harsh, um, you know, draw the line in the sand and everything's different on the other side of the line. It's more of a gentle process. And this whole course is meant to be just very gentle, kind of an unfolding of a better life for you to live that best life. It doesn't have to be this dramatic, harsh thing. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted to feel very welcoming, very soothing and comforting, and that you're living this best life, but in a way that is natural to you. And so let's just dive in real quick. So I'm going to move myself out of the way here. And let's just to give you a sense of what we're going to be doing. So you have 52 weeks. I created this in Notion, and you can see all the weeks are laid out here. And you have the ability to check each week that's complete. And then you have two views here. You have your things that you haven't done yet and the things that are completed, so that you have a way to kind of filter the views so you don't have to get overwhelmed by looking at too much data all at once. But if you go in each week, as you click on it, it gives you kind of an assignment, some activities, and then if the activity lends itself to some further explanation or something else that's right here in Notion, so you don't have to leave it. And then you have journal prompts where you can open up the journal prompt and write your journal entry right in here. You don't even have to leave the page. So this is kind of your place to have your journal entries, and it's a place to do your actual work. And you'll find that if we go back out to this main page, that you're going to be building things that you're going to use right here. You have your habit tracker, a gratitude journal, a financial planner. These things are right in here. And this is also meant to be used with your daily planner. So if you have one of our Notion planners, that's great. Or if you have something else that you use, it's meant to also be used in conjunction with that to help you build that best year ever. So you'll find that you have all your weeks. And again, you can see what the week topic is here, just in a quick brief view, because sometimes you'll want to come back and revisit a week. As I said, we'll be layering on and you'll be doing some different things. So maybe you're doing hobbies in week 10, but then maybe week 21, you want to go back and revisit that hobby list. And then maybe, trying to think of maybe here in the stress reduction week, maybe you again want to go back and look at some of those hobbies. So the idea is meant that you don't just do a week and never look at it again. You're going to kind of come back and revisit things and grow and build on them. And maybe you're going to tweak your goals. And there's even some mid-year check-ins. There's also a third quarter check-in. So as you're getting to that final stretch, there's another check-in to say, how are you doing? How do you adjust things? So this is really meant to be almost like a planner come to life. It's just taking things that you might have done in a planner on a few pages and actually live them. So it's not, we do a lot of things, like the introductory course to this was Design Your Best Life, but this part is to live your best life. It's to not just do some mental exercises and write some things down, but it's actually to live this, to experience it. And I want to do that in small bite-sized chunks, so that every week you have something, you're like, oh, what's my focus for this week? But you're not going to forget what you did last week because it's not overwhelming. There's not too much coming at you at any one time. So it's a very slow, very gentle process. And if that's for you, if you're the kind of person who's like, I don't want, I've done these aggressive programs. I don't want to have that, I don't want to say masculine, but that's kind of what it is that masculine feel to it. This is just more gentle, more feminine approach to living your best life in bite-sized pieces that will really make an impact. And I'm going to be doing it. As I was writing it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to do this week. I can't wait to do that week. So I actually wrote it for me, and I wanted to share it with you because I thought it was so great. And I'm going to be starting it myself. And you may see that in different episodes that I do on videos. Some of this starts to come through. But I hope that you will join me on the journey, and I hope that you really are excited to live your best life. So if you've already done the Design Your Best Life course, that's a great introductory to this. And now in this one, you're going to live that best year ever. So I can't wait to see you inside, and just click the button below and come on in and join me.